How's it going, people? Welcome back. We're at Halo. As always, we've got a leg session, but the subject that I'm going to chat through as I'm training is the very common question that you see online, coaches get asked all the time: should I cut first or bulk first? All right, and a simple question that we can start delving through the layers a little bit more so in terms of understanding the position you're in and what you need to do in order to reach your physique goal, whether that be a short-term recomp, whether you can start gaining straight away. So we're going to answer all those questions today. I'm also going to give you just a bit of an update in terms of where I'm at. I'm coming to the end of a little recomp phase that I'm currently doing. I just had a call with Ben, my coach, last night just to plan out the rest of this year, which will be cool. So I'll update you all on that as well. Yeah, we'll see you in there. A little update on where I'm at. I think last video I said we're nearly ready to move into the gaining phase, which we are. As of time recording, we've got another week of recomping. That then works out that we've got about a week and a half to 2 weeks of reversing out of this recomp prior to my little breakaway in Barcelona, as I said, and then after that, gaining phase starts. So I'll do a little physique update at some point as well, but really happy in terms of the level of condition that I've got down to. And that almost ties into my first point that I'm going to go into in a second, in terms of if you are looking to run some level of recomp prior to a gaining phase, why would you want to do that? And what is the specific goal in terms of the level of body composition you need to reach prior to actually then moving back into a surplus?
Someone at the door, John, now I'm here to stay. Tell me who the fuck gonna face the music, more bricklaying, less screen time. Been cutting back on the daily usage. Long road for the road dogs, for the weird miles from a soapbox. Got BKTs on this bitch, so everybody getting rolled on, yeah. Yeah, everybody getting rolled on. Check all this credits on BMI. I'm just too kind to expose y'all. And I see a team with the gold sign and question if y'all ever wrote songs. All enemies of mine, a band study. Please don't test me, I'm a know-it-all. Got platinum songs in the vault collecting dust. If we talk about showing up, then y'all attended suck. Both feet on the gas pedal, bitch, I ain't letting up. Started singing, they fell in love. Came a long way from being talentless. Beat anything I was challenged in. Pressure turned me into a precious.
Oh, it's so hot then. So going back to my previous point there, the whole question really comes about from the idea and the ethos that starting from a little bit of a leaner set point and starting from a place whereby you have a good foundation to push into a gaining phase for a long time. Ultimately, if you're in a position where body fat is a little bit higher at the moment, maybe you haven't got the foundations in place in terms of training consistency, in terms of just your ability to stick to the routine that you need to on a day-to-day basis that would create success within a gaining phase. But ultimately, if you're in a position where body fat's a little higher, ideally, we would look at recomping a little bit initially, putting you down to a relatively lean set point. I mean relatively lean in that you don't need to be shredded. You just need to get down to a point where you'd be happy with holding that level of composition in terms of body fat percentage for the next 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 months leading into a gaining phase. One of the biggest roadblocks that you'll hit when you're going through a gaining phase itself is just the fact that body fat does slowly accumulate. And if that period of time that you can push is decreased because you're not starting in a good position, you're then going to find yourself in a position where you're only sort of 8 to 12 weeks in and you're then having to recomp. So why not do it at the beginning, get yourself in a good position and then push through. So that's sort of one thought process that we can take there in terms of answering that question of do we go straight into a bulk or do we recomp a little bit first?
You might not want to get close. We a little wild war, covered in tattoos. Run it up, taking all the views. Stepping on place, feeling the fear. I know you feeling it in the air. Whole squad wearing all black. Motivation's looking real bad. We back to the bone, raising a fire alone. We ain't never needed nobody. Give me 6 feet, this is my party. Ain't got no feelings, we heartless. Take a peek inside the darkness. Blow up the spot, then we run it. Ready or not, here we coming. Somebody better say a prayer for me.
So on the flip side to what I just said there, in terms of recomping but prior to going into a gaining phase, if you are within your first sort of year or two of training. If you are just introducing yourself to the idea of wanting to push into a gaining phase, and you're in sort of a relatively good position from a body comp standpoint, don't get stuck in the trap of wanting to get leaner, seeing yourself get lean, liking how you look, then moving into a gaining phase for a couple of months and then thinking, oh shit, I'm losing my condition, and then start going back into a dieting phase. You see so many people just spin their wheels in terms of their physique development because they won't actually fully commit to getting uncomfortable within a gaining phase and spending a good 9, 12 months, even longer, pushing through a surplus, putting on body weight, seeing themselves look fluffier, look less defined, look worse in some cases when you are pushing up, because you've got to have that longer term mindset of that's going to allow me to then look much better next time I do diet down. What you see a lot of people do, short term gaining phase, cut back down, they're back at their start position, haven't made any progress, and now 6 months has gone by. So think about that, don't get stuck in that cycle, commit to the gaining phase itself, get uncomfortable, and push longer term. Legs done. Do I do a physique update after legs? Flat as fuck. Yeah, let's do it. So I want to display the condition I'm in now, which is right where I need to be and right where I want to be prior to pushing into a gaining phase, which is a nice example of sort of what I'm currently doing and tying into this whole subject. So let's go and do that now and then we'll wrap up the video. So in terms of a position to get down to prior to the gaining phase, this is where I'm sort of finishing. As we said, we've got about another week to go. I'm actually going to do a little photo shoot next week, just nothing serious, like a little content shoot for thumbnails and all that stuff. Stuff that YouTubers have to do. However, yeah, it's just a little physique update now, and we'll wrap up the video there. Another point I want to make there as well is I've now, at the back end of this phase, got the itch to start going again and pushing food and going into that sort of phase. Probably 8 weeks ago, 10 weeks ago, wasn't that bothered. So almost reigniting that feeling and that want to start pushing again is another thing that the mini recomp can do. I mean, it's something that you'll end up running part way through each gaining phase as well. When we get to the point whereby body fat percentage is creeping up a little bit too high, you would end up then running maybe a shorter 4, 6, 8 week recomp just to sort of reset things and then push on again. So that's the start position I'm starting from. Hope this was valuable. Any questions that you've got on your guys' specific situations or anything you want to learn more about, either comment below. I'm always available on Instagram as well, so just find me a DM on there. Always happy to help. That's video wraps up. As always, do that YouTuber stuff. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. You said you're always recording.